everyone, it's Ben from Game Hunters R Us, and welcome to my Canada Day video. So, happy Canada Day, everyone. I actually forgot to say this part before I film the main part, so there's going to be an edit in here, but anyway, it's been an interesting day. Went to a Blue Jays game, we won 8-3, and then saw a couple of friends from my journalism class there. It was nice to see them. They're way more into sports than I am, and then I finally gave my room a bit of a cleaning. It's desperately needed. I'm not quite done yet, but I really need a break, so I'll probably get back to it sometime later this week. But it's already looking a lot cleaner. So anyway, let's get to all the stuff I found lately. I'll start with the big one first. Usually you save it for last, but I'm going to talk about it first because I can't really hold it back any longer. I finally found myself a Sega Saturn. This was $55, so it wasn't a really cheap deal. It wasn't the straight up trade that Josh got, but it's still not bad. And the only thing wrong with it is the save battery. The save battery doesn't work anymore, but there's a battery store in town where I can get 3 of the same batteries for $1, so that's a non-issue right there. It came for $55, it came with all the hookups, it came with a controller, and it came with a video game, Mr. Bones. Now, it didn't come with instructions, but both discs are there, it works, everything works. So yeah, the only problem was the no battery. This game's really weird, by the way, but so I'm kind of excited about that. Now the only 2 Sega systems I don't have are the Game Gear and the Master System. My brother used to have a Game Gear. He sold it to an ex-coworker of mine who collects games as well. I haven't heard from him for a while, but anyway. So that was the big find. On that same day, I went to a few different stores. I found Crash 2 for $12, which I thought that it's not an amazing deal, but it's okay, and I've always kind of been interested in a Crash game. The SSX said The Beat Goes On for $17. It's kind of fun. I thought it was worth it. I spent a little more than I usually would on these games, partly because this was all my leftover vacation pay money, and because I also got a couple graduation presents for college. The other game I got that day was Spec Ops: The Line, which was $20. Again, it's not a hugely good deal, but for a game that's still fairly well sought after, $20 is pretty good. And then a couple days later, I went to pick up Deadpool, which you already know about if you watched the vlog. This only came out last week. I bought it the day it came out, and I've kind of given up on it. It's just on the low end of mediocre in terms of quality. And so that was it for that day. Yesterday I went to Microplay, which is generally a pretty good store. So, at Microplay I picked up 2 Nintendo 64 games. The first is Star Wars Battle for Naboo. I really like the Rogue Squadron games, and this is the one that made by the same company based on Star Wars Episode 1, Factor 5, although it doesn't really say that on the box, but it's on their official website. Actually, no, it does say it on the box, sorry. So, yeah, just the cartridge alone, and then that was $20 for $30 at the same place. I got a factory sealed copy of the game. And yeah, it does say Factory 5 there. Sorry, Factor 5. So, a factory sealed copy of an N64 game made and published by 2 companies that no longer exist. For $30, I'd take that. So that was kind of fun. And then also at Microplay, I picked up both Hitman Absolution and Lollipop Chainsaw for $12 each. Sorry, I haven't been looking yet, but complete with this bonus weapon code that actually worked, because Microplay often does that. I guess I forgot to check these other games earlier, but Spec Ops complete, SSX, yeah, I guess it says manual included on disc, so that's complete, and Crash 2. Apart from this little tear on this little crack in the case, it's in pretty good shape. It's complete. Disc is in perfect condition. So, sorry, I guess I got a little ahead of myself. And the other game I bought at Microplay yesterday, this is more of a PC thing, but Skyrim Legendary Edition, which I've been kind of curious to get for a while. I got the PC version partly because I already have the normal one on Xbox, and partly because I want to play around with the mods. So, anyway, that's it for the video games. I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment for the rest of the video. I don't do this very often, but sometimes I'll look for comics as well. Old comics. Usually I just pick up the new ones, but I'm going to walk through just a general outlook of some of the comics I picked up recently. There's a comic warehouse not too far away from Fairview Mall where you can buy a bunch of old stuff. Half the stuff there is in a bin for $1 each, and some of these are worth a lot more if you try to get them on eBay. So I got wrong pile. I got a couple Sensational She-Hulk issues, 20, 22, 48, and then there was a one-shot with She-Hulk and the Thing. She-Hulk's actually my favorite of the Hulks, although I like the original as well. And then I got Cable 15. Where's the number? 17, 18, 19, 28, 29, 48, 49, 50, 78, 80, 89, 99, and 105. Again, all of those for $1 each, and it's not exactly, they're not the most valuable comics out there, but I am actually trying to complete those two titles. Right now with Cable, I now have the whole series was 108 issues long, and that includes, it only went up to 107 because there's also a -1 issue. So far with that run, I have -1 to 80, and 97 to 105, and a couple random other comics in the 80s. So I'm actually almost complete that run. I have less than 20 left to get. And then with the Sensational She-Hulk, I have 1 through 11, a couple in the 20s, 40 through 46, 48, and 50, and that's out of 60. So I've got a ways to go with that, but that's... No, that isn't quite half, is it? It's getting close to half, but anyway, yeah. That was really cool. I filled out a lot of comics that I was missing. Also, in case anyone else is also into comics, I have a big stash here of doubles, or comics that I don't want. I have a bunch of Cable doubles, a couple X-Factor doubles. I have a couple New 52 comics for books that I kind of gave up on after a few issues I really didn't like, so those are available. I have some of the scattered early Nightwing issues. It's not that I don't like that series, that I missed some of the earlier ones, so I ended up just getting the paperback for the first 7 issues. But I have 3, 5, 6, and 7 for that. I have this random Buffy issue here. Knights of the Old Republic War issue 1. Just a bunch of comics I don't want. Batman Detective Comics 1. This is the second printing, but I also have the first printing of 2 and 3. And then, yeah, the first printing of Superman 1, 2, and 3. I didn't like that series. And this 80... I think this is from the 80s, but it's Atari Force. It's not the one that has to do with the video games. It's a team just called Atari Force. All of these are available. Just message me if you want to know more about what I have or anything. If you're interested in any of those, please let me know. These are all either doubles or I don't want them, and I won't ask for much. Even though a lot of the New 52 earlier comics are worth a lot more, I'll probably ask for half the cover price for those. Just let me know if you're interested in any of these. Because I'm not a collector with comics so much as I'm just a reader. Because comic collecting is way too expensive. But anyway, that's it for now. If you don't want me talking about comics anymore, just let me know. If you want me to talk about that more, well, again, I don't look for the older ones very often, but I'm kind of rambling on, so hope you enjoyed watching. See ya.